Okay, I would like to express something that is very important in mathematics, no matter which level of mathematics you are taking. Either you are in primary, early secondary, upper secondary, college, or even in university. You can't run away from this in mathematics, okay? So what is the thing that I would like to share is this. Right. Solving an equation, okay? Now, forming an equation is a very important skill in mathematics. It helps you to get a big picture of what's going on, and then all you need to do next is to use your algebra knowledge to solve the question. Like for example, this thing over here, right? This thing over here, it's what we call an equation, right? Okay? And this x over here, it's what we call an unknown, which is the variable that you need to find, okay? So how do we solve this? How do we find what is the value of x? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's really happening first, and I'll show you a fun way to think about it, okay? Now, let me write the equation again. I have x plus 6 is equals to -7, all right? So if I would like to find my unknown, which is x over here, I need to do something with this guy, all right? I need to eliminate this. Okay, so when I eliminate this, I want to have my x by itself. So what can I do? So by using your mathematical knowledge, you can just think about as x plus 6. If I would like to eliminate this, I will make it to become 0. So since my number over here is 6, to make this become 0, I will -6, right? Okay. Now over here, I did nothing, so I will just write back the equation as it is, okay? But over here, try to take a look at this sign. This is called the equal sign, right? When we have the equal sign, whatever is on the left must be equals whatever is on the right, okay? So in other words, this part over here of the equation, it's equals to this part of the equation, right? So if I were to do something over here on the left side, I must do the same thing on the right side. So only by definition, it will be equal, right? So if I subtract 6 over here, I should subtract 6 over here as well. Now this is what we call subtracting 6 by both sides, right? So what do we get from here? So over here, x, 6 minus 6, that, okay, it will be eliminated. So this will be 0, all right? This will be cancelled out. But what about this one? All right, so x only, okay, because 6 minus 6 is 0. -7 minus 6. Now, what do we get over here? Now, a lot of students over here always mistaken this, okay? Now, over here, what's the operation here? The operation over here is subtraction, all right? So, all you need to do is to take -7, subtract by 6, okay? So how do I like to think when you are adding or subtracting an integer is like this? I like to write a number line, okay? So let's just say your 0 is over here. Let's just say -7 is somewhere here, not to scale, right? Now, over here, take a look at this number line. Where are your positive numbers, right? Positive numbers should be over to this side, right? To the right side. Okay, those are your positive number, right? These are your positive numbers. And to the left side of 0, over in this zone, are all the negative numbers, right? So I like to think about when you are subtracting or adding an integer like this. -7, it's where you are right now, this is your location, this is where you are right now. And you are subtracting 6. Subtracting means minus, means you are going backwards, right? minus negative is towards the left. So you are going backwards 6 steps. So this is where you are right now. So you are going backwards 6 steps. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where do you end up with? So let's take a look. So I have negative 7 here. So if you go 1 step back, you will land negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12, and finally negative 13. This is where you will land. So negative 7 minus 6 is negative 13. Alright? Now, a good way over here to cross-check your answer if this is correct, you can substitute this unknown, this value over here, back to the main equation. Alright? Because what have you found so far? You have found out that x is equals to negative 13, right? So you are saying that this x, alright, you are saying that this x over here is negative 13. So if this is indeed correct, you can take this value and put this inside here and add 6 and check if you were to get negative 7. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's use back the same number line, alright, but I'll erase something first. Okay, so the same number line, alright? So let's take a look at this equation. When you substitute this back, it will look something like this, alright? It will look something like, okay, write down over here so it's not too messy. So negative 13, alright, that's the answer that you get, plus 6, alright? And based on the equation, you should get negative 7. So let's check if that's correct. So where are you right now? Right, so we are adding, alright? We are doing an adding operation here. So when we add, we can look at the number line and think of this way. You are at negative 13 right now, alright? This is where you are right now, okay? And you need to plus 6, means you need to go forward 6 steps. So let's do that, alright? So this is where you're at right now. Let's go forward 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And true enough, you land at negative 7. Okay, so this is one of the important skills that I can't stress enough in mathematics. Huh? Now let me show you another example over here, all right? Okay, let me erase this a bit. Okay. Now, over here, I can show another similar example, but this time we will be doing with a subtraction. So this is my first question. So here goes my second question. So I have x minus 4, it's equals to 7. All right? Okay? So same thing over here. So what do we need to do? All right? Very similar question, very similar question. So you can, because we would like to find what's x, and this minus 4, right, it's hindering me. So I need to find a way very similar to this to cancel it out. So based on what we have learned so far, what we can do is this. X minus 4, all right, to make this, to become 0, I will just add 4, all right. If I were to do that on the left-hand side, I should do on the right-hand side as well. Okay? So what do we have here? So x, this guy, they will cancel each other out. So what's remain? It will be only x. And 7 plus 4, okay, you will get 11. Right? So again, to check whether this answer is correct, you can do the same thing over here. You can take the main equation over here, all right, and take this 11 and substitute back inside, all right, okay, take this 11 and substitute back inside here and check whether your answer is correct. So let's cross check. 11 all right, that is the value of your x, minus 4, okay, using your mathematical knowledge of subtraction, and yes, indeed, you will end up with 7, right? Now, this is actually what is going on when you want to solve for this unknown, all right? You can see you are actually subtracting 6 by both sides over here, or you're adding 4 by both sides, okay? That is actually what's happening. But another fun way to think about this is this. This is how I would usually go about, okay? So let's do back the same question. Question 1, x plus 6 is equals to negative 7, right? So how I would like to explain this is this equal sign over here is like a different dimension. This is like one dimension, and this is like a different dimension. Whenever whatever is over here goes across, it will become the opposite. All right, that's how I would like to explain. Okay, so let's take a look. There is the same thing. So this is a positive 6 right now, all right? Plus 6, all right? If I will bring this plus 6 over to the other dimension, it will become the opposite. So what's the opposite of addition? That will be subtraction. So in the end, we will get, all right, x is equals to negative 7 minus 6, right? And this, you can just solve it with your mathematical knowledge of subtraction, and you should get negative 13, same as this guy. And the same thing I can show over here as well. Okay, so over here I have x minus 4 equals to 7, right? Like I have shown earlier, the equal sign is like a different dimension. Whatever that grow across the equal sign, it will change to become the opposite. Like for example, I'm a boy, I'm a man, right? If I were to go across to a different dimension, I cross over to the equal sign, I will become a woman, right? That's an example for you, lah. So this negative 4 over here, sorry, minus 4, if we were to bring over this side, it will become the opposite. So what do we get? X is equals to 7. So this is minus 4. So when it goes to the opposite side, you will get plus 4. And true enough, when you solve this, you will get 11. Alright? So in your mathematics exam, just use this method, right? Because when you show this method, I will understand that this is actually happening. But this is what is actually happening, all right? So sometimes you might hear a different teacher will say, subtract both sides by 5, all right? So actually what it means is the same thing over here, all right? So this is actually what's happening, but this is just a much more interesting way to go about it, all right? Again, all these things are very important in mathematics, okay? They are basic, indeed they are basic, but very, very important.